Innerphase Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.
Welcome to Fairfield Today, or at least the Fairfield DD edition of Fairfield Today. My name is John Bosser. I am the host of this television show once a month, and today we are coming to you from Fisher Catholic High School, where we just kind of kicked off our unofficial kickoff to the celebration of March as DD Awareness Month. I am with Michaela Brady, who is a junior here at Fisher. Michaela, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And Ray Schmidt, who is our Program Services Manager at our adult facility, the Opportunity Center on Coon Path Road. Ray, welcome once again.
Good to be here, John.
Ray, you're almost getting to be like, well, nobody knows who Ed McMahon is anymore.
I was going to say, I'm your Ed McMahon.
You're kind of like my co-host, it seems like.
You are correct,
so,
sir.
there's so much going on. But I need a pencil to flip or something. But Michaela, let's start with you. We're here today because you had an idea. Tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, and what you want to do as a career, if you even know that far. Are you there yet? Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I've been slowly and surely working on it since I was little. I first started off with a dream. I really wanted to be a mermaid. But now I'm more on to like logical things where kind of thinking the medical field, but not really sure. So
Mermaid sounds like more fun.
That's what I was thinking too.
It won't help as many people though, will it?
Probably not.
Well, we're going to learn today about kind of your interest in helping people. You kind of hosted a program here called Spread the Word to End the Word. Tell us a little bit about how you first heard about that and then why you chose that as the subject of your Monday Matters program today.
Well, I first heard about it when I was researching because last year I got the opportunity to do some volunteer work at Forest Rose, and I really just fell in love with the kids and everything about it. So I was really thinking I wanted to be a pediatrician focusing on developmental disabilities. And so I was doing a bunch of research for that, and I came across the official Spread the Word to End the Word website, and as I was reading everything, I just fell in love with the campaign and thought it was great, and so I chose that as my service project because it was something that I was really passionate about. So
tell us a little bit about that campaign and how it got its start.
It got its start. It's focused on the youth to bring awareness about the hurtful and dehumanizing effects of the word retard or retarded, and it's to help encourage people to pledge not to use the word. And it first started in 2009, and now they have an annual day of awareness, which is actually coming up. It's March the 6th, which is the first Wednesday in March.
Okay. And another part of your interest in this is your older brother. Tell us about Matt.
My older brother, Matthew, he's going to be actually 21 this week, and he has developmental disabilities. So it was really just a cause that was just close to my heart from the beginning. And then with the service I did at Forest Rose, I just fell more in love with it. So.
Okay. So how many kids do we have here today? Well, kids and staff.
Probably around 250.
Okay. So it was kind of neat and we're probably watching a little bit of this as we're talking. At the end of the presentation today, you invited the students to come up and sign a pledge. I know you may not know exactly what it said, but what basically does that pledge say, and how can people out who are watching this now do kind of the same thing online?
The basis of the pledge is saying that you will stop using the R word and promote inclusion and acceptance of people with intellectual disabilities. And you can actually take an online pledge, which is how I did my pledge. It was a year and a half ago. It's www.r-word.org, and they have online pledges. I think they're up to 30,000, maybe it's 300,000, something like that. A lot of pledges. So
Yeah, it is. It's pretty neat. I did it a couple years ago too. It was actually, I can remember the date because it was March 31st, 2009
Oh, yeah.
was the first year that they did that, and it was a movement that was begun by the Special Olympics movement, and it's really taken off. And you can go on there and you can buy buttons and T-shirt. In
Yeah.
fact, you made some buttons yourself, didn't you?
yes.
So during the March 6th event, students are going to be able to wear their buttons here, and I think that's pretty nice. I think you've done an awesome job. Now, Ray, you kind of gave the message here today, and we're going to take a little bit of a look at that right now to hear what Ray talked about, and then when we come back, we'll talk to him a little bit more about what the effect of that message he thinks may have been on these students today.
Okay, so today we have a couple of speakers because we are doing our own campaign for Spread the Word to End the Word, which if any of you guys don't know, it's a campaign to raise awareness about the hurtful and dehumanizing effects of the word retard or retarded and encourage people to pledge not to use the R word. And every March is like an awareness month, and this coming Wednesday, the 6th, is the annual awareness month or day for the Spread the Word to End the Word campaign. So anyone who wishes, I needed myself their buttons. In support of the campaign, says Spread the Word to End the Word 3613. And now we have a speaker, Mr. Bosser.
I am Community Outreach Coordinator for the County Board of Developmental Disabilities. There are obviously 88 agencies such as ours throughout the state. We serve a little over 1,000 people from birth to people in their 80s and 90s. About half of those are kids, half are adults. And we also have a facility in Pickerington, and we work closely with the Center for Disabilities on 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue. I'm going to now introduce a gentleman named Ray Schmidt. Ray is our Program Services Manager with our adult program out on Coombath Road, and he's going to tell you a bit about labels and about his son, Ray Schmidt.
Okay, I know it's early in the morning, but I need to start out with 2 volunteers. I need one guy and one girl. Hey, come on up. Hey, guy. He's gonna do it. Come on, somebody's got to be good. Who know each one of these guys well. So 5, what's your name? Victoria? Joe. Okay, so 5 people who know Victoria well, 5 people who know Joe well. Victoria, so come on, somebody, come on. Really? Victoria, come on. What's up? Anybody else? Okay, we'll go with this. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to be talking a little bit this morning about labels, and about the labels that we apply to each other. Some of them good, some of them not so good. What I want people who know Joe and Victoria to do is to come over to this table. And what I'd like you to do is take one of these Post-it notes, write one word to describe Victoria or Joe, and then when you're done, I want you to place it on their back. Okay? What's interesting about the R word, about retarded, mental retardation, idiot, moron, imbecile, those are words that we used to use to call people who had what we now call developmental disability. That's the label that we applied to that disability. So if you were at the highest performing level of developmental disability, you would be considered a moron. Next level down, idiot. And then the lowest level, people who we felt back then we couldn't teach at all, that was imbecile. Welcoming, helpful, and smart. Excellent labels, guys. Thanks a lot. I thought this would be the case. Joe's going to be more interesting. As impressive as you are. Okay, so Hanson. You guys stud. Starting to see a theme here. And then this is, okay, somebody's going to have to educate me maybe later on. 14? Oh, small number, okay. Whoa, that's comforting. Okay. Let's give him a round of applause.
But it says, I pledge and support the elimination of the derogatory use of the R word in everyday speech and promote the acceptance and inclusion of people with intellectual disabilities. I took it a little over a year and a half ago, and if you go to www.r-word.org, they have online pledges you can sign. And also now, if any of you guys would like to sign our big official Fisher Catholic pledge, you are more than welcome to. We have markers up here, and if you are not signing the pledge, you can just go ahead to first period. Thank you.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Ray, we just heard you talk a little bit. And what do you think the net effect of being able to talk to students like this will have?
Well, first off, talking to the kids today was just great. They were into it. Michaela, I think you set it up really well.
Oh, thank you.
But they were a lot of fun. You know, the one little thing we did there where you could label each other and put labels onto a kid's back. It kind of brings home the idea that our words are powerful, and our words can be used for good. They can be used for bad too. But I think often, you know, we know as a society, we attach negative labels all the time to people. We do it for every reason you can imagine. But I think when kids especially start to get the idea that their words can also have a positive effect, and that by using certain labels they can uplift people and make life a better thing to be, that's when powerful things start to happen. And so my hope is that, that you know, a single presentation today, or Michaela's words today, can help people move from where they are right now to something that's a lot more positive.
And the thing that I was thinking about as you were doing that, and looking around and watching students' faces and seeing how engaged they were, and you know, you could almost tell that for some of them something was clicking, maybe for the first time. Talk a little bit about maybe the exponential effect of what may happen to some of these kids.
Well, you know, I'm at a point in my life where I'm keenly aware of the fact that I'm not going to be here the whole time my son will need me. You know, hopefully hopefully my son will outlive me, and when that happens, he's going to need people younger than I am to care about him, and not just care about, you know, for his needs and make sure he's well cared for physically, but who understand and care for him as a person. And so that's my hope. My hope is that that even just a few of these kids will start to get that idea, and even if they don't go into the field of disabilities, that's okay. As a society, we need to care about people with all disabilities. And it's amazing how many families are touched by a disability. Michaela and I have both been touched by that, but so many other families are too. And so when we realize that disabilities are a part of life, disabilities are a part of who we are, it's not something that we relegate off into a corner anymore. This is something that we deal with every day. And the better we accept it as a society, the better we become as a society.
Right. What was your impression of just Michaela and her commitment to this project, and just how this whole thing unfolded today?
Well, how do you not get blown away by a young woman still in high school who gets it? I mean, how? I always find that inspirational. Most high schoolers, you know, are thinking about, you know, the next weekend, the next, you know, maybe what's on TV tonight. So to have somebody who really understands that you can play a bigger role.
You don't have to be in hght school to think that way either.
That's true.
I'm thinking about what's on TV tonight.
I was going to say, as good as the Academy Awards were, but you know, the point is that when you realize at such a young age how powerful your words can be and how you can inspire change in others, it really makes you feel good about the future. And,
Okay.
and really, I'm excited. I'm excited about what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to close here and come back to you guys here for a couple of final thoughts in a second. I just wanted to make people aware of a couple of things. On March 13th, we are holding our first Sprout Touring Film Festival, which is a film festival which will have about an hour and a half's worth of documentary films that were pulled together by a gentleman in New York named Anthony DeSalvo, who founded an agency called Sprout back in the 70s. And he'll be introducing the films. You'll get an opportunity to meet either a New York or Connecticut-based artist with autism. There's a young preschooler who is nonverbal. There's a label for you, which you actually use that in your presentation. Who through a very intense therapy at the end of this short film says his first word. You'll meet a young lady who always wanted to go to college, and she did whatever she could to finally do it. And it's a film that's probably about 10 or 15 years old, but it's still very, very hard hitting today. So again, that is March 13th. It'll begin at 7 p.m. at the Wagner Theater at Ohio University Lancaster. We're very excited about that as part of our DD Awareness Month activities. And then everything is kind of leading toward our Celebration of Possibilities, our awards banquet at the end of the month on the 28th at Crossroads Center. So we're excited about our award winners and welcoming back a comedian named Josh Blue, who was the 2006 winner of NBC's Last Comic Standing. If you would like some more information about either of those two events, check out our website, which is www.fairfielddd.com. And to repeat what Michaela said earlier, if you're interested in taking the pledge to end the word, go to www.r-word.org. Guys, first, Ray, thank you very much for joining me once again. I'll probably see you next month, and we'll talk about something exciting going on at the Opportunity
I'm sure
Center.
it'll be terribly interesting.
And it'll probably be last
Riveting.
minute, and I'll probably call you the day before it's taping time and says, hey, what can we do tomorrow?
It's good to be here.
Michaela, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
everything you've done. You've made me very proud to be part of this Lancaster community. If there were more people like you, we'd certainly have a better town to live in, and I think perhaps after today there will be a lot more people who think like you.
Thank you.
All right. Until next month, this is John Bosser with Fairfield Today.
Innerphase Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.